Well, I guess let's get started, right?
All right.
Sure, what the hell? I guess welcome to MarTech Live, our first ever live streaming on LinkedIn and YouTube, we think. I'm Mark Sirkin, CEO of Third Door Media. I got some friends here with me. Who we got? Nothing? No intros?
Kyle Pouliot, Senior Video Production Manager here at Third Door Media SEMrush.
All right. Mike, who the hell are you?
I'm Mike Pastor. I'm the editorial director at MarTech, as it says on my
As it
screen.
says. You could read. You can just read it instead of doing that. All right.
Yep.
So we're gonna let's do a what did I build? I think we'll start with the prompt architect that I built. Let me find that sucker. And then this is ChatGPT. I have built one in Claude, not Claude, in Gemini as well. And so what this thing does with his Mr. Magoo icon is it will recommend a prompt framework, and it will it can recommend a prompt framework, or you can give it a prompt framework, or you can tell it like I'm in this LLM. There's multiple modes. So I think maybe I'll walk through simple mode first, since it's just sort of the simplest version. There's a pro level that does a bunch of other stuff. And then after I do that, we'll go and look at the back end of how this custom GPT was built.
Can we start with what was your motivation here?
Oh, my motivation was, I think all of us, we're all trying to figure out how to write better prompts. And I figured, I bet an LLM can write a better prompt than I can. And so I started down this path. I think it was actually Mike Kaput from Smarter X. I think he did one, and I took inspiration for that. I may have gone a little overboard. I'll show you what's on the back end. But what was happening was I was finding these prompts on like Reddit, and they were really good. They were really detailed, way more than like I would write myself. And I started testing them and thinking, damn, these are good. So let me do that. And so what this prompt architect is, it's a custom GP to help generate a prompt that you can then take to different engines, if that makes sense. That was motivation. Good question, Mike. All right, so this is simple mode. And so basically this thing is sort of a wizard. It wants to know what you're trying to accomplish. So like we can tell it, I want ChatGPT to act like a UX reviewer, or I need Claude to help me debug a Python script. I don't know. Either one of you guys got something you want me to type in here? Or should I just use one of these?
Toss one of those in there.
All right, let's do this one. This is a good one. I want ChatGPT to act like a UX reviewer and critique my app layout. So I'm going to pop that in there. And let's see. Okay, it's going to use an RTF framework, which is role task format. And so again, I'll show you on the back end all the information that this thing has. And let's see. Example prompt ready to use. Act like a senior UX designer, 10 years mobile experience. View this app for usability. Okay. You can add a screenshot. We should probably do that, huh? Then we can optional enhancements. This is a productivity app targeted at busy professionals. That's cool. Yeah. So let's do this. Let's adjust this for a website instead of an app. And combo all the suggestions, including the context layer. Okay, let's see what it does. All right, so it's giving me a full prompt here. Act like a senior UX designer, review the following website, context, your task, here's the output. Again, we hardly typed anything in. So what I would do now is I'd probably copy this. Actually, let me ask it, which LLM would be best for this? Specific model. GPT-4.1. All right, so let's do it. So we'll grab this prompt, copy paste ready. Start a new chat. 4.1. Right, and then let's give me a website. Kyle, you got a website in mind?
Oh no, you put me on the spot. Let's see, website.
You got a personal site or something you've been working on?
Not really.
All right.
Sorry. I'm useless. Let's think here. Why don't we do like marketwatch.com or something?
All right, marketwatch.com. All right. Sounds good. Sure. Let's just take a screen grab of this guy. All right. I screen grab that. I'm going to go back to ChatGPT. Let's paste this sucker in here. Let it upload, and let's see what this thing does for us. Market Watch. Here's a detailed UX review of the provided website layout. Oh, shit. My mic is way far away from me. Hold on. Poor AV setup. Okay. Detailed UX review. Screenshot Market Watch. Assuming the placeholder for SaaS productivity. Yeah, we kind of mixed and matched it. That was a mistake, but it doesn't care. Header, nav, issue observation, impact, suggested improvement. Nav bar is clean, but uses small, low contrast links. Low contrast is always a problem, right? Like Kyle, you're a designer.
Yeah, accessibility is obviously a big thing, and you need it large enough for everybody. So it's always a challenge, especially when you have that much information on the site.
Yeah. Navigation friction. That's good. Hero main image lacks a dominant headline or value prop. I guess I could share it. So there's Market Watch. Obviously, it's clean. It's got good stuff. It's got a lot of information on this page.
Yeah.
Let's go back here. So hero main lacks a dominant headline or value prop. Users may not understand the offering. Again, I think it's mixing and matching a little bit. Cognitive overload. Yeah, for sure, right? Market indices widget is busy and not aligned with SaaS use. I mean, let's go back a little bit. It is a lot of cognitive overload. There's a lot of information here. But again, I think probably appropriate for what kind of site it is.
Yeah.
If we gave it a different website, a SaaS website, it might get different results. But you get the point, right? Like this thing has now generated quite a lot, including additional proactive recommendations, onboarding, performance, live chat support. Again, and now that we have it, right, you could continue the conversation about this, paste in other screens, and so forth. So, like from a prompt generation standpoint, not bad. Let me go back to Prompt Architect, and let's do pro level, and then I'll kind of give a look behind the scenes. So pro level is designed to sort of really eke out of you as the user like real details. So and we'll have to sort of make this up as we go. Clarify objectives before recommending the most effective prompt. What is the objective? What's the model? What's your desired output? What's the complexity level? Once it has this, it'll match with the most effective prompt strategy. Again, I've loaded like everything I could get my hands on. I've loaded in here. So a bunch of these things, frankly, I don't even know what some of these are. I can guess what chain of thought is, but I don't really know what Rhodes is. We're using, this is a custom GPT, so I think it uses 4.0, if I'm not mistaken. But it'll recommend whatever you want for it. So if we say, you want to try VO? I haven't really used VO very much. I don't have VO 3, but I got VO 2. Let's try to create a short video clip. How about a short video clip using VO 2. Show me an otter doing a keynote at a big conference like TED. How about that?
Love it.
All right, let's see what we got. All right, so it's kind of restating what we want, and then it's optimizing a prompt. A photorealistic otter standing upright at a TED-style conference. Context, that's cool. It's adding that thing. That's cool. What this prompt covers: subject, context, action. So it kind of tells you. I mean, part of what I think is really cool about this prompt architect is like you just absorb stuff as you use it. You sort of learn like, oh, that's actually pretty cool. That makes a lot of sense. Let's see if I go to Studio. Nope, that's the wrong channel. AI Studio. I want AI Studio. Let's go to AI Studio, Google, share that tab. VO, there we go, VO. I don't have VO 3 yet, but let's see what this will give us.
Should have picked a more attractive website. It's so dense and
yeah. All right, so let's let VO render. Kyle or Mike, have you guys played with VO at all?
More of a Sora guy myself.
Yeah.
It's
interesting. What's that?
I have a little bit, obviously limited by credits. I was in the process of kind of testing out a few different APIs for this, but I have dabbled in VO a little bit.
Yeah, it's interesting. I was a Sora guy too, but like I think I read, and I don't know, I'm not 100% up to speed on everything, but I think the fundamental model underneath VO is a little bit different than Sora. It's given a more, I think, physics ready video. I mean, we'll see what happens with this otter speaking at TED. in a minute, but I mean, the tech is just accelerating so fast. It's sort of hard. It's sort of hard to keep up, you know?
Absolutely.
What
All right,
did
here we
you?
go. Here he is. Who we got? Oh, it even has the TED logo. That's funny. Hold on, see. Oh, there he is. Damn, he's got the mic on.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
It's pretty good.
That's pretty awesome. Holy crap. Anybody on LinkedIn with us?
We have a couple.
This says 5. Have we figured out the delay on the LinkedIn yet? I haven't been paying attention.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
It's probably about 15 seconds. I was
Oh,
watching.
okay, it's not too bad. So why do I see? Do I not? Okay, so we've been showing the screen here, but like, has the screen not been showed? Like, can people see?
People can see the otter.
They can see the otter?
On LinkedIn, yeah.
Because right now I see the 3 of us.
Yeah. Again, there's a little bit of a delay.
Okay. That's weird. All right. Well. All right. So we'll go. Let's go. So let's look at what's behind the prompt architect. I think that's probably the right thing to do. We can play with it some more if you want, but so if you haven't built a custom GPT yet, just real quickly, there's a create mode, and you can just literally start talking to it, like, "Hey, I want to create a GPT that does this, this, or this," and it'll help you navigate it. And I often use that to refine and play with these things. But the magic is in the configuration. So here's the description. Recommends the best prompt. I have used a version of Prompt Architect, an early version, to help me create the actual prompt. And it talks about, each user request, GPT is going to recommend a framework. It's going to follow a clear structure. I've got instructions for the little buttons. If the user clicks simple mode, this is what to do. This is what to do. But I think the magic here is all this stuff, right? So I went and found all the different prompt guides, and you can include up to 10 pieces of content in a GPT. It's not unlimited, but it's pretty robust. And so you can see I've got, ChatGPT 4.1 guide, 5 prompt frameworks, Gemini prompt guide, multiple Gemini documents I found, Claude, Vertex. I found an open, I think it's open source. I don't know. There's a book here about AI's foundational LLM tactics. I found an Anthropic spreadsheet. So all of that stuff is in here. So it knows pretty much everything you can know at this point. My challenge is keeping it up to date. So as new models come online, update those things. But what's also cool is you can see here, it actually will do image creation because it's just inside ChatGPT. So anything you can do, you could integrate code interpreter analysis in here. So it doesn't have to just do prompt architects, prompt building, but that's what it's designed for. And I think these single use GPTs are super helpful for that from that perspective.
Mark, real quick, we actually got our first question on LinkedIn. It's from Dimitri. He's asking, is it able to generate prompts or immediate suggestions for what UX UI changes should be introduced to a website, provide details about split test technical parameters, and give an estimation of how significant these changes could be in terms of user conversion or desired behavior?
For sure. Let me refresh my screen real quick. Can I see that comment? Here we go. All right. I'm going to copy his question.
Okay.
So prompt architect can, I mean, it doesn't have the right instructions for it, but let's just do a new chat with, let's use 4.1 since it's the most robust one. And I'm going to paste in Dimitri's thing. I'm going to change a little bit. I want you to, let's see, what does this say now? Generate prompts and provide. Dimitri, if you can hear me, send me the link. Send us a link to one of your websites or whatever, whatever you're looking for. Okay. For what UI should be introduced to a website, provide details. Yeah, sure. Like if you give me a website, I'll use it. In the meantime, let's see.
He's on a little bit of a delay, but I'm sure he can post.
I'm going to just go to, let's see. I want to be really careful what website I pick. What's a website I use a lot?
MarTech.org.
Sure. Let's go.
Critique in real time.
All right. Not MarTech.org because we're having an ad problem right now. So let's do search engine lane. Okay. Searchengineland.com. Okay. I'm just going to grab the header. Tell me if Dimitri sends us a link. Okay. All right. So I'm going to paste the screenshot of search engine land and let's just see what it tells us. Should be good. All right. So again, mixing and matching a little bit. I realize generate prompts is not right, but here's an organized plan for UI, UX prompts, practical suggestions, split test parameters, forecast conversion impact, all tailored to the homepage or screenshot. Let's see. UI, UX hero section. How might we make the primary CTA, e.g., newsletter sign up? Yeah, we talk about that all the time. Unavoidable above the fold without overwhelming the user. That's actually a good one. The hero image does not. The hero image, I mean, part of the problem is that the search engine land website, if I just go to it right now, like it's not, I mean, it's a news site. It's not designed as a software site. So again, we got to match use cases a little bit. Here, article discovery. This is always a big issue for a news site. Are feature articles and trending topics prioritized for both new and returning visitors? No, they're not. And that's a hell of a suggestion, right? Like in theory, if you're reading search engine land and you've already read this article, for example, why would we show it to you again? Just as an example, criticize our own website. Social proof and trust, work and testimonial stats. Yeah, I mean, we have so many readers of search engine land and we don't really surface that. That's actually really, these are good suggestions. Darn it. And it goes on, right? Like I think, this is generic. Obviously, if we create a custom GPT based on, let's say, our brand book and UI, UX mechanisms that we use corporate wide, like it would be all that much better.
Dimitri came back with a link. It's actually his own portfolio website. If you're interested.
Yeah, let's do it. You want to here Slack it to me, and I'll
sure.
Let's get a look. Hook Dimitri up with some analysis.
Dimitri can get that job.
Here we go, Dimitri. Is that picture Dimitri?
I believe so.
All right. I made it a little smaller so we can get more of it in here. Let's go. Boom. All right, we'll go back to which screen am I sharing right now? Okay, share this. All right, hey, do this one next. I like talking to I like talking to it like it's just kind of like a person. I don't know if that makes a difference or not, but all right, here we go. Dimitri, you're on stage. Structured approach for generating UI UX prompts, actionable change ideas. Branding. Does this page immediately communicate expertise and trustworthiness? You know what? Navigation is really can users find. So let's change this a little bit. I'm just going to ask it to, hey, why don't you give us an evaluation of this page? Pick a good framework and use it to help your analysis. I don't know. Let's see what it does. Oh, it's still writing the other one. Let's just stop it and go with this. All right.
I do like how vague you can be in your.
Yeah, isn't it amazing?
Yeah.
Like, so, I mean, like, I don't think I've ever heard of this one. This is yet another framework, right? 5E UX framework. Entice, enter, engage. I mean, it just picked one. I don't know why it picked it, but it did. You should probably double check and make sure this is an actual framework and not a hallucinated one. But that's aside the point. Right. But then we see it does it, right? So it's like here's the stage of enticing. How are users attracted to find the page? Strong branding. Here's an evaluation. Clear branding, visually distinctive, no visible calls to action. So there you go, Dimitri. Visible call to action. Add a unique value prop. I even wrote one for you. I turn data into business growth, which is pretty good. Like, let's go back to his page. There's his page. Yeah, there's no like value prop, right? This is like a resume page, which is fine. Dimitri's got here what he is, which is fine. But I think what ChatGPT is saying, like, let's hit him with a value prop. That's like the headline of the new Dimitri site. What else we got here? Okay, and now we're talking about enter, which is the next phase of the 5E framework that we're just learning about. First impression, landing experience, strengths, clean layout, no distractions, cognitive overload from multi-role string, sidebar menu, not visually prioritized. I don't know about you guys, but something I've been really struggling with and thinking a lot about lately is this term cognitive overload, and like trying too hard to communicate too much information all at once. Just really slows people down. So I'm not sharing the right screen. I share the screen. So, shorten descriptor to 1 or 2 lines, data-driven growth expert. Again, it's good. Some icons, visual probably could help. And so forth, right? Engage, exit, extend, offer downloadable PDF, CV, LinkedIn follow, all smart. This is all smart stuff. So then it summarizes it.
Yeah. Now, this is all from a design perspective, right? Because, when I think cognitive overload, I often think of sometimes we do that in our own marketing as well. So, you could probably tune this up after you have achieved whatever cognitive overload issue there is, and to go on to a next prompt and say something like, now how do I optimize the language on the site?
Yeah.
So kind of like you've reached one level and now you're going to the next level, obviously.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think that's exactly right. And I think you can think about this like as you could have single use, GPTs or bots. You can link them together, or you can make them more generic. I think you can get a little more deep. You can get deep into stuff by having single use bots. I'm going to show one of those in a little bit. I've got a copy editor that's designed for a single use, but yeah, that's cool. That's good stuff. Thanks, Dimitri. Thanks for sharing.
So there is a framework.
What's that?
There is a 5e framework. I looked it up.
Beautiful.
It is. It's more of an instructional model. The one. However, this came to me from an AI overview, so which AI might be a little bit off.
Right.
Oh my God.
It'd be wild if it hallucinated its own framework, right? And like everyone's like so into it.
Yeah.
It's a completely new idea. Yeah. But that's kind of the beauty of some of these hallucinations, I guess. You're really seeking for accurate information, but honestly, you could come up with some new ideas someone's never really thought of before.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just looking here, like, where does he have here? Professional profile overview. I'm just trying to think. Yeah, like, so let's. Oh wow, look at what he's got here. This is Dimitri, man. You're working hard. Like, this is cool, and it's not even an image. It's actually text. It's just a little hard to read, is all, right? Like it's a little small, but Dimitri's gone wild over here. Look at this. He's got chart here, mastering over years of experience.
I like Dimitri's got his own magic quadrant.
He's got his own magic. This is the Dimitri quadrant. This is awesome. Okay, let's take a look. Look at this guy's. He does customer journey mapping, case study. It's awesome. Nice job, Dimitri. This is actually pretty nice. Got graphics. Damn. Okay. All right. I like it. I was going to show. These are all my custom GPTs. Here, let's go. Let's just take a quick diversion to. You guys know who Matt Foley is?
Yep. It's a motivational speaker.
He is. Hey, Matt. Feeling a little overwhelmed today. Too much AI stuff going on. Will I have a job? I shouldn't ask that. I'm going to ask that. Will I have a job tomorrow?
Well, Saturday, so.
Yeah.
Here we go. I'm not going to try to do the Matt Foley voice, but here you go. So I went and I found all the Matt. It turns out there's only like 5 or 6, I think, Matt Foley sketches. So that if you're not familiar and you're watching, it's Chris Farley, an old Saturday Night Live skit, and he's kind of a downtrodden motivational speaker. And so I grabbed all the scripts, and so this thing you can talk to it anytime you want. And it let's see, not today, Skynet. Awesome. So that's how I got my motivational. If anybody's ever wondering how Mark gets motivated, that's Matt Foley, Down by the River motivation.
Now, if you could turn that into a video from VO,
we probably could.
Probably.
I probably could. I mean, this is a good example, right? So let's kind of try it. Like, what do you mean video? Like, what kind of video would you want out of this?
I don't know, just a short clip of maybe one of these little.
All right, let's go back to prompt.
What I was asking is, how close can we get to a copyright violation?
Right, that's the issue.
Probably pretty close. All right, and you know what? So let's do this. Like, describe Matt Foley to me as if he was a prompt. All right, here we go. Character prompt. All right, so let's see. So if we copy this, if I copy this prompt and I just give this to VO, is VO still up? No, I got to go back to VO, AI Studio. Let's go back to AI Studio. Let me share my screen. Let's go back to VO, generate media. All right. We just paste that whole thing. What do we think it would do? I guess we should find out.
We're going to find out right now.
Let's find out. Have you either of you played around with like the stuff that's like buried in Google Labs?
No.
We should
a while back.
we should go there too and maybe take a look. But let's let this run. And it doesn't look like we. What's that?
What was the first custom GPT you built?
Let's see. If I go to, it's a good question. Can I tell? I'm just looking at all these GPTs. It probably was Virtual Mark, if I'm not mistaken.
Are we speaking to Virtual Mark right now?
No. Well, yeah, yes and no. Down by the River was one of the first ones. The search engine land GPT, actually, which by the way you can see has 800 plus chats. That was one of the first ones that I did, actually. Yeah, I've done a lot of these. I will tell you though, I've recently started using projects. So GPTs are great and they're easy to share. Projects, you can't really share them as easily, but like you can see over here you can't really see, can you?
No, look cut off.
Why is it cut off? That's weird. Can I make my screen smaller? There we go. Okay. Like custom, these are projects, right? So I have like a co-CEO project and a personal planning and a health coach. What's nice about these is like you can put instructions in them. That's this one's fully built out, and you can add lots of files. Like so, if I show you my health coach for just example, like you're a medical doctor, an expert, therapist, blah blah blah. I use this for all sorts of stuff, and I actually like, despite being afraid of like sharing too much information, all these files are like my most recent physical, like my annual physical file. Nice. And like I'm having an MRI and I had it interpret that and I have it doing, I've lost 8 or 9 pounds now. We basically are creating low carb meals. I just like take them out of ChatGPT. Like I do check to make sure glue is not one of the ingredients, but like we've been using this quite a bit. But what's nice about projects is like you can keep a whole bunch of chats all in one place. The GPTs, it just sort of, there's no, like you'd have to go search your history for all this stuff. Let me go check. Let's check our Matt Foley. So what do we got here?
Whoa.
There he is. He's screaming just like Matt Foley.
Yeah, he's got 2 glasses.
I mean, he does have 2 glasses. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Freaking crazy, right? Okay. Yeah. So we were going to look at coding, not coding. We were going to look at another GPT real quick, which I think is really cool, which is my GPT's Copyline Crafter. So this one, I'll show you the back end first, and then we'll play with it. So this one I think is super, super helpful, like really cool. I downloaded a couple of ebooks, I'm not sharing, ABCs of copywriting and 7 best practices. But really what's important here is like, I've kind of just prompted it. You're a B2B software copywriter. I did a little bit of research, AIDA, which we all know, app, 4 Ps, story brand, 5 Cs. I read an amazing book by a guy named Alistair Kroll. And he has a new one called Long Funnel, Attention, Relevance, Message, Alignment, Objections. And this thing is friggin' amazing. And what I think I'm going to do is let's go to martech.org. I'll show you how this actually works. And we're going to go to, let's go to white papers. And let's just bring up, I don't know, how about this one? All right, so I can't copy. I guess I could just copy the image. I want the headline. Let me go back. All right, I'm gonna grab the headline of this. I'm gonna throw this into Copyline Crafter. Here's the headline for a webinar. All right, let's let this sucker run. So what's really cool, what I really like about this one is that it'll kind of evaluate the initial copy, suggest a framework, and it'll break the framework down and suggest additional subject lines. Mm-hmm. So unleash the AI feedback loop that's refined. So the original one was building the AI feedback loop for PPC, which is fine, not bad. Here it's suggesting unleash the AI feedback loop that's redefining PPC. That's better, I think. I think that's better. Is your PPC missing its most powerful optimization tool? From clicks to conversions, intelligence, telltale sign of a : AI's role in PPC's next chapter. What's cool is it'll show you the frameworks. You can kind of think about the different frameworks, and then it gives you rationale for them.
Nice. Yeah, I see that problem agitate solution one is pretty spot on.
Yeah, I agree.
It's like,
Yeah.
what is it missing and what is that powerful tool?
Yeah. And I think like, what's interesting is like you can give it anything and it will chew on it as much as you want to chew on it. Like if I go grab the copy on the page, it'll continue to do its work, right? So hey, here is the landing page copy for that headline. Landing page starts, recommended framework, pass, problem, agitate, solution is ideal here. Landing page sets up a common frustration, AI tools that underperform. Like, again, like, what it gives us is great. I mean, this is all really good stuff, but I think it's what I find interesting is like, I didn't really know about pass, but then it gives you the rationale. Like if you're paying attention, you're not just copying and pasting from these tools. I think it gives you great context to become a better writer, I think.
I got to try one of these for the excerpts for MarTech stories.
Yeah, heck yeah. Here, let's do one.
Like 2 lines to sell the story to somebody.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's okay, I'm on MarTech. Here, this not that one. How about this one? Let's copy and paste this. Let's go back here. Okay. Headline. Excerpt. What's it going to do? Signaling a need for structural change in marketing tech. 4 P's, problem, promise, proof, and proposal is strong fit here. Lets you quickly identify the gap between traditional approaches, Gen Z expectations, institutional lag. Interesting. Why Gen Z is breaking your MarTech stack and what to do about it. We'd have to be a little more specific with the prompt in terms of like, here's the headline and then like, hey, suggest related. The other thing you could do, Mike, is like you could take that article, feed the whole thing into it.
That's how I was thinking I would approach
it. And basically say to it like, hey, here's the whole article. This is the screw it, let's do it.
I just looked it up. 4 Ps is a legitimate framework.
Oh yeah, that one I know. that one we know. That one they teach us. All right, look at this page. Suggest different excerpts that will drive readership. And then I'm going to paste the whole thing in, but I'm going to go up here and I'm going to look at, this is the excerpt right here, right? Oops. Is that the excerpt? I think so. Yeah, forget polished brochures. That's the excerpt.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so I'm just gonna go current excerpt.
Real quick, oftentimes when I'm using ChatGPT to take a look at one of our articles, I'll throw in the URL. Do you think it would pump out different results if you prompt it differently?
It might. It will go grab the content from the URL. All right, let's see what this thing says. Your current. I can make this a little bigger. Where did it go? Here we go. Your current excerpt is catchy but superficial. Oh, damn, Mike. Slam. Considering the rich, nuanced content in the article, here's 5 revised excerpt options. Let's see if you like any of these. So, number 1, for strategic marketers, tech-savvy leaders. Oh, that's cool how it did that. Gen Z is interested. This is long, though. Look at this.
I was just going to say, there is a character limit. I don't know what it is off the top of my head.
Yeah. TikTok over tours is alliteration and great. TikTok over tours, text over email, real student. That's actually pretty catchy. Why it works, punchy and provocative. For CMOs and higher ed decision makers, you can't meet Gen Z expectations with the MarTech stack built for millennials. It's pretty good. For brand strategists and content leaders, forget polished brochures. So it's interesting, like for readers focused on trends, each generation change. What's really neat is like if you had a personalization engine, I don't know, say an AI powering your website, and you knew somebody was reading a lot of strategy articles, or you knew somebody because they signed up as a CMO or something. Like, isn't it interesting to think about delivering hyper-personalized content at like the excerpt level on a website?
Yeah, I mean, there's CMSs that can test headlines, right? And say, I'm going to use, you put like 4 or 5 headlines on an article. Nativo was one that did this. And then it showed them, it optimized for the best performing ones. So the ones that performed best eventually got shown to more people.
Yeah.
This is like many steps perhaps beyond that. But
Yeah.
the idea is sort of the same. Like, how can we see what's working for whom? And
Yeah, I agree. I think it is what we were just saying is it is a step beyond it sort of gets at that promise of true one-to-one personalization because like if we look at the MarTech side just real quick, um, 5 simple ways to boost CRM adoption. My assumption is that this article is, I mean, Allie writes real tactical stuff, so she's hands-on keyboard type, authoring for those kinds of users versus say like a strategy person who may find value in an article but would never click it because it just wouldn't appeal to their sensibility. I don't know. It's tricky. Like once you get into mapping that stuff, it gets a little whacked. Cool. Anything else going on LinkedIn? Does anybody inadvertently join us besides Dimitri, our star guest?
That's about it so far.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right. You want to? Anything else you want to look at in ChatGPTs?
I don't think there was that article you just had up from Ocean Lee, which is what I woke up thinking about custom GPTs today. So this was a good session to do.
Yeah, this is good. This is a good article. I read it a little bit earlier. I thought, everybody has a different take on this stuff, and we're still kind of like catching up. But like she's talking about Zapier plus Clay. We've built some integrations with Zapier, which are really cool. Canva, GP. This is it. Yeah, there's actually I don't like just here. Let me share this. Like I don't know if you guys have seen, but like there's a GPT store. Like I don't know if you know about this.
Yeah.
And there are plugins to all sorts of stuff, like Canva, for example. Like you can use. Let's see if I can find it. Here we go. Yeah, here. So I'm in the Canva thing, and I can create. I don't know. Yeah, here we go. Make an Instagram post for signing up for the martech.org newsletter. And I've tested this maybe a year ago or so, but like you can actually, I do this wrong? There's an integration where it actually will send the prompt and the graphics in like to Canva, and Canva will create. I guess I picked the wrong one. But there's like this GPT store is kind of wild. I don't like. You probably should spend some time in here looking around what they have. There's a lot of stuff in here. Astrology birth chart. That's important. Here's a humanizer. Top 1 AI humanizer to help you get human-like content.
The AI on top of AI filter.
AI, yeah. Let's feed it content. Please provide text. Okay. Here, let's go to.
You want to give it AI text? Is that the?
No, I want to give it text that you wrote.
Because we do have. We could feed it MarTech Bot Explains It All, which was written by MarTech.
Oh, that's true. Let's do that. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah. Okay. How do I find that sucker? I got to go to
go back to
MarTech blog, right? Yeah, here we go. So MarTech Bot wrote this whole thing, right?
Yeah, I can't see what you're looking at, but
sorry. Here, this one.
Yep.
All right. So and you did no human editing. This is 100% AI.
I just put like the paragraph breaks in the right place.
Oh, okay. That's not. Yeah, that doesn't count. Okay, let's go back here. Let's try. I think it's gonna make it better or worse. I don't know. Oh, see, it's talking. They got something running in the back end. It's talking to a connector, whatever the heck that means. Here you go. GPT INF plugin. I guess am I not signed in? Sign in with plugin. I don't. Okay. Oh, I'm not a plugin user. Oh, that was a total fail. This is what it shows me. It shows me that I have to sign into this thing now.
Bad user experience.
Oh, well, I mean, it's using something else.
Mm-hmm.
But it is the number one. It is the number one humanizer app on GPT Store. Whatever. All right. Cool. I think we were gonna do another little segment here, right? The what's in your feed right now. Should we give that a shot?
My LinkedIn feed right now is probably dominated by stuff. The Chat GPT HubSpot connector.
Okay. I'll do mine first, and then we can see what's on yours. Let's see. What do I got on my feed? What's on my feed right now? Why don't I can't? Oh, here we go. This is weird. The screen sharing scales weird, right? Like, is it?
This looks good right here.
Oh, I had something over it. Okay. All right. So let's see what I got. Let's see. Top. I got it. Top and recent. Mark Steuss is talking about another sharp interview with a tech CEO. Check it out. Poorly managed GTM is systemic capital destruction event. It's not recoverable. Damn.
Wow.
Business of that's. I probably should read it. We should probably read that. I don't know why I'm getting stuff about Australia.
This is a promoted post.
It's promoted.
Yeah, it's probably bad targeting.
Bad targeting. How do I hide this ad? Sure. No, I don't want to.
You don't have a trip planned?
I don't mess with it. No, I'm not going to Australia anytime soon. Sam Jacobs, CEO Pavilion, was at a dinner this week with 20 CRLs, CMOs, VPs of sales, RevOps, marketing, collective, 3 billion AR. Question: what is your number one challenge in today's environment? Pipeline. Customer acquisition will continue to go up. I'm reading that too. I don't know, Mike. I know we've talked about this a little bit. CAC is up. Sales cycles are longer.
Yep.
That's what's going down. I got a Spotlight. Oh, Spotlight is a SEMrush event. They got some fun video stuff going on. What else I got? I got a latest Solus talking about Google AI mode adoption. This has got to be the biggest story on the planet right now, right? In terms of marketing.
Yeah, for search too. Yeah.
I mean, is there a bigger story than AI mode in marketing today?
Not in search marketing.
No. What's a bigger? Is GTM destruction the big story on the RevOps sales ops side? Is there something else going on, or is it just all?
It all like the common thread is AI. It's one of the questions that you sent for that magic thing I'm speaking at, right? Is AI destroying GTM? I'm paraphrasing, but that's like what the question is.
Yeah.
And in some ways it is destroying if you built your GTM on SEO content, right? You're in rough shape.
Yeah.
But it's also, if you look at the stuff people like Mark Steuss are doing, it's going to give you some visibility into your marketing tactics and strategies that you've never had before. So AI giveth and AI taketh away in some ways. But certainly what a lot of the VC-backed companies were doing, get the content in the search engines, that whole inbound motion, AI is kind of ripping that up.
Yeah.
What's going on there, Mark?
I don't know. I got a suggested post. I'm not like, okay, so he's suggesting David Dabzshek is the CEO of Giant Innovation, and he's got what AI-ready organizations can learn from stuffing lions. He's got a little history story here. Huh?
Is this MarTech Mad Libs?
Might be. Might be. He's got some very strange images here. If you want breakthrough innovation, be careful you don't get a bad line. All right, that's good. I mean, that's good advice. Getting an org ready for AI or any big transformations about up or down, why or what's. What do you think about like the quality of like the average LinkedIn post? Is it just trash? Is it good? Is it bad? Like, I guess it depends on who you follow, right? Like the algorithm.
Well, it depends on who you follow.
Yeah,
it is. I mean, I'm going to guess like if you could find an average LinkedIn post or the median LinkedIn post, it would probably be pretty low quality because of how the top like 0.5% gets all of the traction, right?
Right.
So,
there's most certainly a power curve of popularity, right? Like, most posts get nothing. They reach a few people, and a few posts get 95% of.
I mean, I'm almost done with their mastermind program. I got invited to participate, and basically, it's like, we see you as a potential creator on the platform, and here is a class.
Right.
But it's funny because it makes it seem so formulaic. Like they have taught us 5 types of posts that do well, how to do them well.
And so are you playing to the test? Like, are you like, okay, fine, you told me this is what I should do, so I'm just going to do these 5 types of posts and see if your impressions go up?
Yeah, for the most part. But what's weird is my impressions started going up shortly before I got the invite. And then once I accepted the invite, they kept going up, and they have kind of kept going up, maybe leveled off a little bit. It'll be interesting to see after the program ends what happens, because I do feel like they turned up my dial to get me to take the class.
Right. Do you see, when you look at your stats, is it just super easy visible? Like you're like, yep, definitely. Impressions are up, clicks are up.
I don't know. Let me look.
Why does MarTech Live says starting soon for me? That's weird.
Is this on LinkedIn?
Yeah.
Maybe in the test event?
I don't know. Maybe. Probably. I think I deleted the test event. Yeah. Now it says starting soon. I don't know.
Oh, we're live.
Okay. I'm in the wrong link. For sure. How's YouTube doing? Have we checked it on YouTube?
Yeah, 2 watching.
Yeah, it's just there.
Okay. You wanna show us what's on your feed, Mike, or you want us to see?
I was just looking at my impression numbers. They're kind of like whatever.
I know, right?
All right, what is on my feed? I have the same. The woman who canceled her AI account is going to be the first one.
Oh, that's funny.
Share screen. LinkedIn.
Oh, there we go. Beautiful.
There you go. Chelsea Castle has thrown in the towel on AI.
That's it. It's over.
It's it.
That's wise.
She's had enough. I kind of get the feeling, but it's like any other tool. It's not perfect.
Yeah.
I gotta know. Maybe it's reading our minds on the classic SNL stuff because I got Wayne.
Oh, that's weird. I mean, that's just creepy right there.
We've talked about Matt Foley. Steve Mordew. I don't know who that is.
Oh, that's interesting. That's a good question, huh? I think I like posts like that. Like I haven't really thought about Dynamics. I'm not a Dynamics user, but I haven't really thought about it lately. But it's sort of an interesting post.
Yeah.
I saw this one earlier. I didn't know what to make of it. I was like, okay, so I see Bon Jovi holding Advil. It's clearly AI, or I think it's AI, but is it?
Is this like the new music is giving in?
Well, LinkedIn tagged it as AI. They got the little icon there.
So that's another thing that we could talk about. Like that tag, that AI tag, it knows it's because it's got metadata. Good idea or bad? I think good idea, but good idea or bad idea that they're tagging images as AI? Probably good, right?
I think it's a good idea. I think a lot of the stuff that I've seen it on, it's pretty obviously AI, but they have to be careful of the deep fakes. It's a business platform, and you don't want people putting up pictures of a CEO doing something they didn't do.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Is it kind of like a scarlet letter, though? Say you have a young brand or someone that's trying to utilize AI and generated images for their posts, and they go up there and see that, oh, I have this image, this icon that notes that it's AI. So are my readers going to think less of me because I'm using AI to do this post? I don't know.
I mean, like I said, I feel like when I've used it, it's pretty obviously AI. I created an image for SEMrush's full stack marketer report where the person had an octopus head and tentacles with each using like a different computer, because it was about how overwhelmed and how they have to switch between tools and platforms.
Right.
Pretty obviously AI. There aren't octopus headed people.
That we know of.
Not yet.
Yeah. But one like Bon Jovi with Advil, we all know how celebrity endorsements work. John Bon Jovi, is apparently not paid by whoever makes Advil to do it. So when you put a picture like that up, that tells you somebody just had a little fun with the toys and did it. If you don't put that there, not that John Bon Jovi has an endorsement deal with another pain reliever, but what if it's not a pain reliever? Because I believe he was in the alcohol business. So what if you showed him with a bottle of alcohol that wasn't from his brand, right? That's where it gets kind of sticky, and that's where I think it's fine to use it.
Yeah.
But yeah, my feed, I dove into the HubSpot ChatGPT connector and collected a bunch of online posts, one from Reddit, from LinkedIn. The day one reaction was like, "Oh my god, this is amazing! I can take all of my data and just set deep research free, and find the patterns and answer the questions about it." And then later yesterday afternoon, I think for the most part, people started chiming in with the, "Hang on a second, you're going to let ChatGPT just go through your customer data?" And when you put it that way, um, so yeah, that's going to be interesting how that pans out, because there's still a lot of excitement about it, but it is certainly large companies, publicly traded companies who have a lot of people well compensated to deal with risk aversion, are not gonna be um, too excited to do that.
Yeah,
I think.
I saw the same pattern. I'm sharing the screen now from HubSpot, and it was like, you're right. It was all this excitement, and then people were like, "Well, wait a minute, is it? Do we want that? Can we protect that?" I mean, I think
Yeah.
that's a really good question. Wasn't there? Isn't there? I've been busy all day, and now I'm on this call with you guys. But wasn't there a story today about OpenAI and data privacy? Like a big story. I've just been busy all day, but I think I saw something float by. Yeah, here we go. OpenAI appeals data preservation order in New York Times copyright case.
Yeah.
What's the implications here? We will fight any demand that compromises our users' privacy. Okay. I feel like this is a big story. I have not absorbed what it means yet, but yeah, things are changing fast.
Yeah. I mean, what HubSpot said when it announced the ChatGPT Deep Research Connector is that ChatGPT cannot use the data in HubSpot to train its models. That was sort of the first privacy related question that I saw, was somebody being like, "Wait, because you have to feed these things data to train them, and you're opening up a significant amount of data basically to ChatGPT." And so in the press release, they said, "No, that is not allowed." It was one line in the press release, but HubSpot's a publicly traded company, and they don't just put stuff in a press release. Like, that was supposed to be there, and there is some sort of agreement in place. Of course, everybody has to follow it on both ends for that to happen. But it's going to be interesting to see how many people. There's a lot of small businesses whose data may not be the cleanest, who I think are going to dive into this thing, because HubSpot's very popular with small businesses, and they probably don't have the guardrails in place that the larger companies that have lots of lawyers and chief data people are going to put in place. It'll be interesting to see how it performs for people, and if what they get is accurate, let alone like the security aspect of the data moving around, but just like, is it going to do them more harm than good if their data is not like perfectly clean?
Yeah. That is one of the bigger questions going on right now. The AI vendors want us to think that like unstructured data is fine. We'll just structure it for you. But I don't know if it's that. I don't know if it's that simple. There'll be some use cases that'll work, but I think there's some complexities to that. That's easy to say, hard to do kind of thing.
It gets hard at the enterprise level because of the volume of data and the scale of just how do you get it all organized. I mean, I think Salesforce is on the right path, whether the tools can do what they need to do, but they basically want to run everything through Data Cloud, which is essentially a CDP. You put the governance there, you put the guardrails there, before it goes to Agentforce. Because if you put bad data in Agentforce, who knows what your Agentforce bots are going to do? Like,
right.
Famous Air Canada giving away a free flight.
Yeah.
You can't have too much of that going on. So I think Salesforce is on the right track, but it's not something that small companies are going to be able to afford or support. And that's why I think part of the appeal of the HubSpot thing is people are like, I know how to use ChatGPT. I know how to use HubSpot. Great. Now I'm connected.
Yeah. I talked to a guy today. I'll share it with you guys later. I talked to a guy today who's building a SaaS-based bot, agentic platform that has sort of jobs to be done, and you can customize it all you want. They don't share that data they use the LLM as the back end to generate the text, but you're essentially creating RAG models inside their platform. It's really interesting. I think we're going to see more of that stuff come online. I might have I think I'll have the guy on the Playbook Broken podcast and talk about how agents are about to blow up playbooks too, which is a whole other deal. But we're an hour in. We did it.
We did.
Tech works. We looked at some GPTs. We looked at some feeds. If you're out there and you want to sponsor this mess of a show, one day we got to decide if we're going to do it again. But yeah, this is awesome. I am going to stop the feed and we're going to all get kicked off. So,
all right.
Catch you later.
Thanks,
Have a
everyone.
good weekend, guys.